Hey, yo, let's go, baby. I just got me a large pouch. Look at this little fucking... I just opened up some rewards. Look at these rewards we just got. Minus these. Minus these. These are some nice-ass rewards. Monsieur Diaz, bonjour, comment ça va? Oh, oui, oui, oui. Let's go, though, bro. That's huge. Huge, 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 huge. Huge. Yo. What's up? What's good? Last stream was a banger. Hey? Oh, I don't remember what happened last stream. LeJack. Chilling, buddy. Chilling. I got some blood runes there. What the fuck? 11 bloods? Let's go, dude. That's actually huge. I knew you were gonna say some shit like that, Jay. I just fucking knew it. Fucking knew it. I need a chisel. You gained 600 RP. Good for you, man. Good for you, dog. Now you gotta play like that on the PC lobbies. Now you gotta play like that in the PC lobbies, boy. Not against some console scrubs. Sheesh, 600 RP is actually insane, though. Oh, fuck. Jay, bro, you gotta fix your YouTube channel, buddy. If you're still here, you tell me you're still here, Jay. You gotta fix your YouTube settings, because every time you upload a video... Here, let me fucking go full screen. Every time you upload a video, buddy, it gives me this. Look. I can't comment on your shit. So you gotta go to your settings and change the settings in your video so when you upload, people can comment. I can't comment on like 12 of your fucking videos I was trying to comment on. Like, look. Here's another like 3 in a row. I can't comment on this one. I can't comment on that one. I can't even comment on this one, for fuck's sakes. There was like 5 in a row right there I couldn't comment on. It's pretty wild. You gotta fix that. I got you. That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that, but I can't be the only one that's happening to, right? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. But there's like literally 3, like here. There's literally like 3 in a row. That one, or that one, not that one, not that one, and then... Oh, okay, I guess not in a row, but... Oh, you fixed it. What the fuck? Here... What the fuck? Nice. Alright, cool. Good shit. Good man. What you gotta do, Jay, if you're still here, you gotta go to your YouTube. You gotta click on settings. And then you gotta go to account. You gotta click... you gotta go to your settings. You gotta click view advanced settings, or no, what? You gotta go to account, channel and status features. You gotta go to account, channel and status features, and then when you go to upload defaults, You gotta go to upload defaults, and then it will be somewhere in here. Permissions, maybe? No. Upload defaults. You gotta go in here and you can like set up defaults, you know? Make sure you always put in tags on your videos. You see these here? You always want to put like Pokemon pack opening. Yeah, I mean, you always want to put shit like this. Pokemon pack opening, and then you put a little comma, and it will make another one. And then you go like Pokemon pack opening shorts. Pokemon shorts. Like, you want shit like this in your fucking, in your tags. And then, like, your description, you just want to use keywords. Be like, this is my channel. It is my channel, JCTCG. And here we open Pokemon cards. And then you're gonna want to like put like have like your first little entry sentence there, and then like you're gonna want to have your sentence after, like, today, comma, we are opening, and then let's say you have like some random ass Charizard. You know what I mean? You know, you want to use your keywords. You want to put as many keywords as you possibly can into your description. You know what I mean? So let's say you're fucking, let's say for example you're opening a super rare Squirtle card. Be like, today we are opening the Emerald Squirtle card from pack 0, whatever the fuck. You know, I don't know nothing about Pokemon, so I'm just kind of making shit up there, but you know what I mean? You want to, like, basically for, like, retarded-ass kids, you want to spell it out word for word. And that will help you get more views, I swear to God. I swear to God. You can also do all that shit in AI. You can also type into, like, ChatGPT. Here, watch. Make me a Pokemon... Here, make me a YouTube description for a Pokemon card opening channel. You know what I'm saying? Literally just fucking copy and paste some shit like this into your fucking channel, and boom, you're good to go. You know what I mean? Some shit like this. And then, like, honestly, bro, I'm not even fucking around. Make me some YouTube tags for my Pokemon card opening channel. And then, like, here's a bunch of fucking tags you can use, too. You know what I mean? So, just to help you get some more views and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then what you can do as well on YouTube is you can have it set up like I was doing in the settings earlier. If you open up your settings, and you go to view, you go to channel status and features, you can have it set up so all of the, like, I could copy all of those things, all those settings, and I put it into here, and it will have those every time. This will be your base fucking description and your base tags. So every time you upload a video, it will have those, and you don't have to keep manually adding them. So, you know what I mean? I used to do that with all my zombies videos. Saves you so much time and effort. And it really works. It truly does work. But I'm done fucking ranting for no reason. That's actually huge comments? Yeah, buddy. Those will take your channel. I'm not even trolling. Those will take your channel to the next step of being discovered by people. You know what I mean? That will just amplify the algorithm that you're already in, and YouTube will, like, I swear to God, you do that for like the next 4 months, bro. You put those tags and you make a description for each video with like lots of keywords and stuff. Your channel will go like triple the amount of subscribers you got now. I swear to God, bro. I swear.
And finds his wife's cell phone abandoned in the grass at an intersection, strands of her hair tangled in the earbuds. Sherry Papini, a California mother of 2, has vanished during her morning run, setting off a wave of fear and speculation.
Last night, at about 10 minutes to 6 p.m., Keith Papini reported his wife, Sherry, as a missing person with suspicious circumstances.
Her community, and soon the entire nation, clung to the hope of her safe return home. The story quickly drew attention from the media, an outpouring of support and donations, and a $50,000 reward offered for any information.
Oh, this is the chick that faked her disappearance.
Volunteers combed through nearby fields and forests, and her husband pleaded tearfully for his wife's safe return. But as attention grew, so did the questions. Authorities and her husband began to discover signs that things were not quite what they seemed. What really happened on that morning run? And who was Sherry Papini? Was she the supermom she was dubbed to be? Was she a woman in danger? Or was she the danger?
I am the danger.
Welcome back to Crime A to Z, where we detail cases and criminals from their very beginning until well after other reporting ends. Today, we're diving into the case of Sherry Papini. At first glance, the scenario appeared to be a tragic random abduction, but it would turn out to be far, far more.
I've
While
watched
the case
this
received massive media
case
attention
before.
and dominated headlines at the time it occurred, most of the public was
okay,
only
we'll go on.
familiar with what happened on the surface, not privy to the shocking twists that took the case to a whole other level. So, sit back, get comfortable, and be sure to stick around for the Z section, since this case brings the off-the-charts drama until the very end. And before we get started, we
fucking
genuinely
stoned, holy.
appreciated you guys hitting like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more videos, so please take a moment to like and hopefully share.
What makes this
And
an
that
Iron
liking how we
Man? So an Iron Man account, Jay, can only get things through means of the game. So I can only get items from quests. I can only get items from killing monsters. I can't have someone trade me. You know what I mean? Nobody can sit there and trade me. Be like, here you go. Take these items. I can't go buy items off of the Grand Exchange where all the players sell items and stuff. I have to manually earn it. And the hardcore I have a hardcore Iron Man, group Iron Man, so that means I'm playing with a certain group of people. I'm playing with a group of people, and I can only trade amongst them. So far, I've died twice on our group. We have 4 lives because there's 4 people playing. I've died twice in our group. So I'm kind of shitting the bed for the boys, you know? Kind of shitting the bed for the boys, but you know, it's how it goes. I could tell Squirmy was kind of cheesed, but the other boys didn't seem to mind too much. What? Pure Essence? Can I not make Pure Essence runes yet? What? No, it just gets rid of the hardcore status. So the hardcore status is essentially just bragging like, yo, I haven't died, you know what I mean? So like if you look on the bottom left, there's like the red symbol. If I was a regular Iron Man, it would be blue. I need 50? Oh my. Okay. I need level 50 to fill up the large pouch, apparently. Can I fucking craft these? That'd be sick. No, give it to him. Give it to him! Give it to him! Alright. So, hop out real quick. Go put this pouch away because I can't even use it. Basically, what I'm doing right now is trying to get 54 rune crafting, so I can make some runes that will be able to teleport me around and the boys around, you know. And I also want some like chaos runes because I'm gonna go kill some fucking blue dragons, get some prayer.
Present this case. Thank you all so much again. Let's go.
I still don't even really want to watch that. I've watched that case a couple times already. Two centimeters of snow. Ah, it's fuck off. Bro, rune pickaxe is literally making all the difference right here. I'm already at 40 of these, and I would have. Oh my goodness. Yo, Project Truck, what's up? Need to be running the Alistar? Brother. I'm using the Nemesis, man. I'm telling you. I'm nasty with that Nemi, bro. You use the Alistar. I'm nasty with that Nemi, man. I fucking just don't miss with that cocksucker, dude. That's how I'd be shooting these people from like fucking hundreds of meters away, you know? You'd be dropping 20 bombs. Man, I'm nasty with that Nemi, bro. Fuck the 20 bombs. I don't care about the 20 bombs. I just want to win. I'm trying to win. WSIV claiming. I mean, do whatever, man. It's up to you. Be like that kid using double energy like a fucking loser. No, I'm good. Like a fucking bumbaclot? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. How's my day? I mean, not too bad. I woke up at 9 o'clock, so I've been up for an hour, and I kind of just been playing RuneScape, so... I don't really have anything planned today. You know? I don't really have anything planned at all, so... I have Apex playing. I mean, maybe. Maybe play some Apex at some point. I don't know. I've been thinking of quitting. Fucking Apex. The game has kind of just been pissing me off lately. I don't know. Stay here in mine until the next portal comes. And then we just craft them out. I think I'm just gonna be resting all day. I can lift my arms up. You can't lift your arms up very high. That's unfortunate. Everyone needs a good stroke every now and then, you know? Good thing you don't gotta lift it high for that. Just send me out, baby. Come on, where is it? Go! I don't think I'm making that. 3, 2. Oh, I made it. Let's go. Tick perfect, baby. Ah, do, 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 do. And then we just go over here. I had to lift a 120-pound propane tank in the back of my chest and it rolled on top of you. Damn. It's like, sounds like a pretty big foot up right there. You know? I knew as soon as I started doing that, it would pop up. Dirty game. Rocky, what's up, my fella? What's the next one? Yeah, I'll take the cosmic runes all day over these. Give me those causies. You forgot about your women's training that day? Fair. Season. Don't be scared, young Padawan. Facts. Plus 77 here. Boom. 48 Rickcraft. Let's go. Take that to these. Have a good day at work.
Have a good day too, by the way.
Okay, close my door. The dog kind of just pushed it open. Thanks. Yeah, you trapped in here now, boy. You trapped in here with me now, son. Hell yeah, boy. Don't be scared. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I gotta do this for so fucking long. It's so annoying. This guy goes clerk. Listen. This rune pickaxe makes all the difference. Crazy how fast I get them. Four K XP an hour. Nah, it can't be right. Well, Jay, if you're still here, if you want to run, let me know. Whenever. Whenever skis, I guess. Whenever it changes, I guess. Or an hour before it changes if you want, so we can warm up. Let me know. A bitch. You play so good, I'll never want to get off. We'll see, we'll see. Oops. Okay. Definitely take some of these nature runes. Mind if I do? Rocky's like a cat, man. He's just sitting there sunbathing and shit. It's funny. Oh, I'm doing chaos. Chaos runes. Fuck these mind runes, buds. Give me the chaos. These are both just useless as fuck runes, honestly. Fortunate. Oh my god, I got it just by the skin of my teeth. Let's go. Huge. Oh, no. Air would have been so much better. Don't listen to Jay. Never do, bro. Never do. Bro is a merchant. That's funny. That's the best motto to live by. $30K XP an hour. Rocky. Doom of the Dark Ages.
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home of id Software, where more than 30 years ago, a small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever, and the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on id's tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet. This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid I mouthed the words. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a prequel to Doom 2016, and that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom: The Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form. So let's break it down, starting with the combat. In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal. And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again. Just like in the classic Doom games.
Nice.
But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom: The Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block. Throw. Parry. Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual, tons of depth on a single button press. You know, we want every Doom game to stand on its own, as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight.
This game looks really good. This looks like the best Doom that they've released in a long time.
And the Shield Saw will give you the strength to go head-to-head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id. But that's not all. Because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? or even a Doom spiked mace. That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system, all on one input, complete with combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system. From any angle, in and out, as you see fit, and it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable, smashing your way through the horde with total freedom.
Woo.
And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger.
That gun looks so much fun. Holy shit.
That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns. And Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created. Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize with the enemies and the environments to form the new combat loop for Doom: The Dark Ages.
Excuse me. Bro, this game looks so good.
Under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system and sliders that will allow players to tune the speed and challenge of the game to whatever fits them best.
I don't know about that.
Slow things down or speed them up. It's a Doom for all Slayers.
And the gameplay doesn't end with just the Slayer. We finally have for you, you've been waiting for 2 games now, to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building, it's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The power fantasy is unlike anything we've made it in. And the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun. And as cool as all that is, we know that fans of single-player action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom: The Dark Ages. Your hero's journey will take you to the far reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the
Let's go open up some of these fucking things over here, shall we?
Dungeons,
see what we got.
landscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration,
400
you'll be
runes.
unlocking new abilities
More
and
runes.
godlike powers every step of the way.
Giant pouch, huge. That's fucking awesome. Let's go. Cosmic rune and chaos runes. Nice. Giant pouch. That's sick, dude. Let's go.
Always something new waiting to be discovered or destroyed. Now let's take a closer look at just one of the many missions you'll experience in Doom: The Dark
That's so
Ages.
good.
In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose. Explore what
Can I
is the
sell it
largest
here?
play
Okay.
space ever in a Doom game. Discovering secret caves and dungeon-like mines in search of vital resources. You control the pace of the game.
I got the giant, large, medium, and small pouch. Now all I need is the abyssal needle.
And the objectives
Literally, all I need now is the abyssal needle.
It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches.
A 1 in
Once you've
300.
broken the enemy assault,
Yeah.
head back to the main gates because the battle isn't over yet.
$75 for the giant pouch.
And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like you're expanding the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete. And
Bro.
speaking of that legend, the story of Doom the Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies. With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments. It's an action story.
These
worthy of the
mofos.
Slayer's
What's up,
legend.
Jay?
We've got 10 years of making modern Doom games together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make. And make something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
But that is for you to decide. When Doom the Dark Ages
A couple
releases,
hours, I like that. What do you mean? Jay's gonna get him some pussy. Atta boy. Jay gonna get him some pussy.
I was just fucking riding in the corner with a car.
It's my dog. And Vieta's stream pops up for me. LOL. Vita. Oh, okay, okay. Damn. Have fun, man. Drive safe. Drive safe. You still down to play some fucking Aegis Trick later tonight, though? It's like the only map that's like worth playing, you know? $24 last night. That's crazy. Yeah. Shit, bro. Pretty fucking easy to play when you're cheating. What do I need? Earth runes. That's what I need, unfortunately. Here. Maybe. Well, what do I do for a Kit Kat bar? I don't know. I could go for a Kit Kat right now, honestly. I'd suck a toe. I'd suck a toe for a Kit Kat bar right now. What would you do for a Kit Kat bar, Jay? I ain't making that. Let's go into the water one. Huge waiting on the chaos. I would run a mile. Kit Kat. Kit Kats are made in Canada, buddy.
So I have a neighbor question. So I'll just get right into it.
Let's do it.
About 3 years ago, my husband and I bought a condo in a large city.
Okay.
And shortly after that, the condo next to ours was sold to a guy about our age. We're in our early 30s, just normal yuppie people.
Okay.
So we did the neighborly thing and decided to invite our new neighbor out to drinks, just to kind of welcome him to the building. Yeah. And he was not the best hang.
Oh, no.
He's very socially awkward, kind of inept. But, we got through it. We kept the conversation going. We, had a drink or two in our neighborhood and kind of finished the night just being like, all right, cool. We did the thing. We've welcomed him. We don't have to be best friends with our neighbors, but we've, been friendly. The problem is, since then, he is pretty relentless about wanting to be really good friends.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah,
this is like a social vampire. You invited him into your life, and now he won't go away.
Dude, you have no idea. So, he's done some interesting things. Like, he texts my husband asking him to do handyman work around the house for him because he doesn't know how to use tools. Things like hanging his curtains. And it's my husband is a tech bro. He's not a handyman,
Right.
He's always asking, to continue hanging out. We've gone out with him once since then as well. We got dinner with him, and that was, kind of again, it feels like going out with your, coworker that you have to hang out with and you have to be friends with, and we don't really have anything in common or anything like that.
I don't know anything about that. If I don't want to hang out, I just don't do it.
He's asking my husband for marriage advice because he just proposed to his girlfriend.
Does his girlfriend live with him?
She just moved in, which kind of updates where we are now.
Yeah.
Which is now I'm not off the hook. Now he's getting texts to go do double dates. And he does he'll triple or quadruple text. He will send the invite, and then do hey, did you get my text?
Oh,
hey,
did you get my text? Oh no.
This kid's probably autistic as fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
he sounds like he's got a mental
not a good
problem.
neighbor. He's hit our car 3 times in 2 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
no,
fucking
this is
funny.
literally the first 12 minutes of a 2000s comedy about making making an autistic enemy.
Yes.
There's a day where you just lose it, and he's like, "Okay, that's how you're gonna be. I'm gonna stop being so nice."
Yeah. Yeah, I think that on the spectrum, thrown around a little too much these days. But
Sure.
when you know it, you know it.
Yes, for sure. I agree with you. It's definitely too in the zeitgeist. But sometimes, it is true sometimes.
Yep.
This is really tough. Oh man.
I was gonna say it's a good sign that he proposed, meaning he actually has a girlfriend at all.
Yeah.
And that she moved in with him, but it sounds like hasn't really affected his behavior that much one way or the other. But
yeah, it's honestly made it worse because now I'm getting kind of looped back into these social interactions. And we're just kind of in a weird spot.
This bitch sounds so pretentious.
He's not taking a hint. Ignoring him is not working.
Right.
We can't just do the cordial, hey, we're gonna say hi in the hallway, but we don't have to keep hanging out. It's fine. That's not doing it.
Right.
But we also don't necessarily want to sacrifice a night every 6 to 8 weeks to hang out with somebody that we're not really, friends with or have anything in common with.
Yeah. This is really fucking brutal. I mean, I guess the thing is, if he really is not taking a hint, basically your options are sort of all right, he's also a bad neighbor, right? So it's what is worse than this? You know what I mean? Could you just be it's almost obviously now hindsight 2020. This is a guy you never should have talked to even for 1 second. Right? Knowing now what you know, it's like, fuck it. If I lose a package every once in a while, if he can't, like, you know, to check the, you know, feed my cat, I'll just fucking hire a guy, like, whatever, right? But you're here now. I think you have to sort of give up on what you wanted out of those, like, neighborly drinks, which, again, it's like, that's the nice thing to do. 99 times out of 100, it's the right thing. You just unfortunately got the 1% time where it doesn't help you. It's only caused you, you know, harm. And you have to give up on whatever you were trying to get out of those neighbor drinks. That's gone. He's not a good neighbor. You can't rely on him on anything. And now it's purely damage control. Now it's like, how do I get out of this fucking friendship? How do I how do I just, like, you know, it sucks that he won't take a hint, because that's happened to me a couple times where I've just had to be like, I just, you know, stop, and it's like, you know, somebody's taking a hint, whatever. You might have to just directly say, hey, like, have you had a conversation where it's like, I mean, of course not. Why would you? Like, hey, man, we just are busy. Like, we can't do this. Like, we just cannot.
The closer we've gotten to that is my husband has historically, because this has been going on for 2 years, you know, we've had to switch up how we respond. My husband has historically done the, like, hey, you know, we're really busy right now. We've got X, Y, and Z happening. We're traveling, whatever. Like, maybe, you know, maybe in a couple months, like, he'll kick the can down the road and just be a little bit, like, you know, kind of standoffish in that way, but it has not deterred at all.
Yeah.
Just tell him to fuck off.
Personally do here, and that I think you guys
what's
have
the hard problem
to do. No explanation needed. Just flat out ignore this man. Ignore his text messages. I mean, obviously, it sounds like you guys aren't even, like, calling.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
You have a full right. You've given him a million hints. He can't take it.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna move or some shit. You know, he sounds pretty fucking annoying, but
yeah.
Hey, is it the worst thing in the world just to ignore some incoming text from? I mean, it's annoying even seeing a text from him. Mute his text thread on your phone. So anything that comes from his number, you don't even get a pop-up. Maybe you'll get, like, you know, the number of messages that you have unread or something. Or block his number if you really don't give a fuck.
Block is a little. Here's the other thing.
You can flat out ignore. Hey, want to hang out on Friday? Okay, no response. Hey, just checking in about this. Hey, did you see my text? You can ignore all that.
Yeah, and if you catch him in the doorway, like, oh, sorry, man, busy, and then you're in as fast as possible.
Yeah, we'll, like, peek through the peephole if we see him coming out. It's like, we'll just wait, you know, 30 seconds. We can't fully block his number because we do need to know when he will hit our car again. So
yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. The only time you're allowed to respond is if he's like, hey, I brought your package up or something because I saw it in the doorway, or, you know, just pure logistical bullshit. Just be, you know, you can respond for stuff like that and make no secrets or bones about, I'm only doing this because you have something I need or information that I need about my home or property.
Yeah.
But don't feel ashamed, weird, whatever, to just ignore him and treat him subhuman, basically. Like someone who doesn't even deserve the most basic courtesy of some type of explanation. You're beyond that. He's abused. He's abused even having that privilege.
You're not wrong.
You know, don't extend a shred of, like, decency to him.
My only,
I
sort of agree. I think you're going to end up where all this is saying, right? My only thing is, and again, this is pure conjecture. I obviously don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but, like, we were talking about literally people being on the spectrum or something. My only other thing would be, like, to have a really straightforward, like almost like you're talking to fucking AI or like a fucking robot or something, and be like, while I value you as a neighbor, I can't, exactly what you said, I cannot sacrifice a night every 6 to 8 weeks. I like seeing you around, and if And the other thing I would say is like, this is the kind of guy that you want to have like a barbecue for. You know what I mean? This is the kind of guy that you want to invite only to big events with like 30 people and let him like fucking have a beer in the corner, and maybe he'll latch on to someone. Maybe he's like a Venom symbiote, and maybe if you take him to a barbecue, that's actually the thing. Do you have any enemies that you could set up with him and be like, yeah, man, this guy really, like, you should hang out with him. In fact, he's going to be at this bar watching the game. You should go check. Like, can you, like, the dastardly thing to do is try and pawn him off to somebody else. But I would, before I went with Eldis's route, I would consider being like, having the super straightforward talk with him of like, hey, man, you're a good guy. We just are busy. And it's not like a every couple months thing. It's like, our social life right now doesn't allow for it. We hardly go out. Like, because this is the other thing. It's true, right? Like, I bet you don't see your actual friends as much as you'd like. I bet you don't see your fucking family as much as you like. And you can just say that. You can just be like, the way our schedules are, we rarely have time to do that. You know, sorry, man. I don't think we'll be hanging out one-on-one. You know, we don't have the time for much one-on-one hangs. Because he might truly not understand, like, if he's not picking up on hints. Now, that's kind of a hard conversation. This isn't like someone who's close to you. It's not breaking up with someone. It's not even somebody you have a long history with. If you don't feel like having that conversation, fine. I just think it might possibly solve your problem. Personally, I would 100% go the Eldest route. And personally, I think what I would have done is already have yelled at this guy because he got on my nerves so much. But that's me, right? I'm a man with a temper who doesn't deal with minor annoyances very well. I probably would have made him an enemy by now, just because I would have been like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to go fucking eat wings. Fuck you. But, if I ever hung out with him, I would try and hide him, like I said, in some kind of group, some kind of barbecue, some kind of group bar night, and that would maybe it. Maybe this could be an excuse to, you know, create a trivia league or create a night where you play darts with a bunch of friends, and this could be the silver lining of how can I get a group together where I can get like I can see people I actually like, and also check off a couple annoying boxes of, you know, this guy, maybe some guy from work, maybe some other friend you barely give a fuck about, and barely hang out with. But all of that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Occam's the simplest answer. If someone's fucking annoying and you don't want to hang out with them, you just ignore them, and you treat this like a feature of your building. You're like, man, I wish the landlord would fix that light bulb that flutters. This guy's a light bulb that flickers constantly. That's it.
Classic. Oh. Let's say XP an hour right now. 28K an hour. That's not too bad. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Gehen Sie Earthrune? Ja. Wait for this next portal, run in the portal, go grab a bunch of mind runes, some thingy majiggers. There we go. Element, wind, perfect. Oh yeah, perfect. Hop up in this bitch, go get me some of these. What if I do? Get me up in that portal, baby. Yep. I'll take as many of these fuckers as I can get. Alright. Hop on out. Go give... Back. Search this bitch. What do I get? Give me an abyssal needle. Thousand and 1,000. Let's get another 1,000 chaos runes. Another 1,000 chaos runes, and I think I think that'll be good for me. Dirty old earth runes. Yucky. Ew. Actually, you know what? I'm waiting for this shit to change. I don't want no earth runes, man. Earth runes are fucking dog shit. Alright, worth the wait. Oh, and then the portal decides to appear. Or and then we'll It'll be so much nicer once I can get law runes unlocked, man. Multiple runes. $55. 16. 74 for 2 chaos runes? That's insane, dude. What the hell? Yeah. That's just blasphemous. Hey, look at that. 54 mining. Big dubs. Do 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 do. Oops. Oh baby. Grab some more of those. Give me water runes, air runes, natures. I'm gonna go over here. Give me some natties. Yeah, let's go deposit these. We're about to level up here too, baby. It's huge. Let's go. I am never late, nor am I on time. I arrive when I precisely need to. What's up, Shiny Boy? I was watching The Hobbit last night, and Rocky was sitting there watching it with me. It was pretty cool. I was like sitting right here, and Rocky was just like sitting right like a human right in my fucking lap, just watching it. He's watching those little like hyena dogs running around and shit. It's funny. I watched the first two Hobbits last night, man. Pretty good. Amazing movies. Yeah, they're pretty good. Go through the portal. Come on. Let's go. Come on. We got 9 seconds. Use this. Use this. Go through the portal. Oh, baby. Perfectly timed. Let's go, man. Fuck yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Amazing movies. Yeah, they're pretty good. I used to shit on them, but they're not bad. It's because I'd never watched them either. I remember, actually, that's a lie. I remember watching part of the first one when I went to Australia, and I wasn't that big of a fan of it. But oh no, it was aight. It was aight. Oh shit. There we go. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Basically 2 minutes. Okay.
Are you familiar with Carl with who Destiny is? He's like a YouTube guy.
Yep.
Or political streamer.
Yeah,
Twitch.
liberal. He started doing video games, and now he debates people on liberal politics.
Yes. Yeah, big time video gamer turned political guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's in some not so chill water. He's in some hot water right
Well,
now.
wasn't
What did he do,
Taylor?
Taylor?
Wasn't he sucking a guy off or something? Wasn't there a video that came out not too long ago?
That's not the controversy.
I didn't watch that controversy, but I did see people say he was getting bad head.
He's using his teeth.
That
a real toothy beach. Don't care for that.
Enthusiasm,
one of those squeezy ones. It was
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. That guy needed some blue chew. That's all it was.
But he's a bi guy doing what bi guys do. That part wasn't the issue. I guess, he's being accused of sending, I think, a video. My chat said it was audio, but video game chat's not the best source. I've also heard he sent a video to a friend, and then that friend sent the video more, like broadcasted it more, and now her intimate details are leaked. Videos leaked. Revenge porn, I guess. And Destiny, I read her what is the website called? Substack. I read her Substack about it, and she has proof that he did this. And the proof is like some texts from Destiny apologizing that it happened, wishing it hadn't happened, offering her some money. He's like, look, I know that money doesn't make things right. I'm paraphrasing, but you're having a hard time right now. Maybe like if you didn't have the pressure of bills in the world on you, then that would make things a little bit smoother. Is there some way I can help? Which, I mean, it does feel like evidence that he feels responsible.
You ever offer anybody money, Taylor, for something that you didn't do?
No.
But again, he's not accused of leaking, like doing the revenge porn. He's accused of giving it to someone who did the revenge.
No, he is. Yeah. They're
listening.
Yeah, I watched a big video. Someone linked me on Twitter. This guy who's like a drama commentator, Nicholas Diorio, made like an 1.5 hour long video. And so I just put that on the side, today while I was doing some work just to hear what was up. And apparently he has now been accused by multiple women of, against their consent, spreading video and images and perhaps audio as well. I didn't hear about just pure audio files of them. One of them was like him getting blown by this girl who was a friend of his, and then he shared that video without that girl's consent to a OnlyFans model trying to get pussy from her as well. And so basically he's being accused of sharing a lot of private videos without, or multiple, I won't say a lot because I don't know the extent of it, but sharing videos of sexual activity happening against a girl's consent. And then I did see, because the guy Nicholas Diorio in the video was like saying alleged a lot as he was going through the documents. And then it got to one point where he was reading chat logs from Destiny and just some other dude in his Discord, I guess, where they were talking about it. And Destiny said something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically it, where he was like, dude, I'm worried about just offering her money because then it would seem like I'm like, hey, I know I just betrayed your trust in like the worst way imaginable. Here's some money, LOL. And then the commentator who was doing the video was like, okay, so I guess we can just drop allegedly because he just admitted to betraying her trust and doing this to her knowingly.
Man, his
knowing
Discord's
that she
cool
and
as
apparently
fuck.
this
we don't ever admit to crimes in ours.
Yeah, and apparently the girl that he betrayed in this way wasn't like it's bad no matter what. If it's a random fan, obviously it's bad and immoral, but it was like someone who thought of him as a friend. Like it's criminal also, apparently. I don't know all the law, but
what am I watching?
Under like some sort of like
do you know this there's this like liberal cuck online. There's this like liberal cuck. Yeah, what's his name? They said it here. I gotta look at the thing, I can't remember. Destiny. This liberal cuck Destiny. He was letting his wife get fucked by other men and shit like that. This fucking guy, I guess, was having sex with a bunch of women and like recording it and then like sending it to people as like revenge porn. And that's what they're talking about. I think
you can't get that anywhere else, folks.
No. And they're just ripping on the guy. It's kind of funny.
Are you familiar with Carl with who Destiny is? He's like
It was pretty fucking funny. But I'm not gonna rewatch all that just to figure out where I was. What do I need? Natty runes up, I guess. Let's see here. Go get some cosmic runes. Now I gotta find something out. So. Is that like a Canadian thing? No, not a Canadian thing at all. ain't no Canadian thing at all, big dog. Let's toke. I gotta turn on my dab rig. Or pull a toke with you. I needed to do a big old elemental fucking one here. Water, that's perfect. Water is perfect. Go out. Come on. Out, and then teleport me back to that bitch. There we go. Oh, I meant to smoke along with the bong. If you know, you know. Alright, let's go down here. Craft. Go in here. Dormant energy might return soon. I'll wait for this bitch to heat up. Probably be after this game mode, Shawnee. Actually, you know what? I'll rep a toke now. Fuck it. We can do it now. I say toke and Rocky's like, ah, shit, let me get out of the room. Bong the master of the four elements, yeah? Big old squirt. The big old squirts in the chat. Yo, Squirt, tomorrow we're playing some Left 4 Dead 2, eh? Yeah, no? No? Cheers. Yeah. I need to find something to watch. Fuck it, we're watching this. Shit's loud.
Sherry Louise Greff was born on June 11, 1982 in Shasta County, California, to parents Richard and Loretta Greff. She was raised in a relatively small, close-knit community alongside her sister Sheila, who was 22 months older. Their upbringing was challenging, marked by drug and alcohol abuse in the home and a significant amount of childhood trauma, according to Sheila. Despite these difficulties, Sherry's outgoing, energetic, and charismatic personality helped her maintain a vibrant social life during her youth. She attended Central Valley High School in Shasta County, but dropped out at the age of 16 and ran away from home, further straining her already turbulent relationship with her parents. Police records from her younger years recorded past conflicts with her family and allegations of manipulative behavior, including giving false accounts to authorities. In her 20s, Sherry experienced a brief and unconventional marriage to Platoon Sergeant David Dreyfus in 2006. According to Sherry, the marriage was one of convenience. She claimed that her military husband would earn more money if he were married, and that she needed his medical benefits to cover heart surgery she needed. In 2006, Sherry met Keith Papini, a kind-hearted man who worked as an electronics salesman at Best Buy. Keith was known for his reliability and dedication.
Bro, look at that smile. What the fuck?
He was calm and soft-spoken, a sharp contrast to Sherry's more bubbly, outgoing personality. When they met, Sherry told Keith that she was planning to end her marriage of convenience, and indeed, by 2007, the couple had divorced. Sherry and Keith would go on to marry in 2009 and settle into their new life in Redding, California. 3 years into their marriage, Sherry and Keith welcomed their first child, Tyler, in 2012, followed by their daughter, Violet, in 2014. Their growing family marked the beginning of what seemed to be a stable and loving family life. Friends and family described Sherry as a supermom who took pride in her family and home life. Keith balanced his demanding job with his responsibilities at home, frequently described as a loving and attentive father. From the outside looking in, the Papinis seemed to have it all.
Papini.
Then, on a seemingly ordinary day, 34-year-old Sherry was going about her usual routine as a stay-at-home mom. That morning, she dropped her kids off at daycare before heading out for her daily jog. She often ran the rural areas near her home, part of her commitment to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. When Keith came home from work that evening around 5 p.m., Sherry's car was in the driveway, but the house was empty. Sherry was not there, and neither were the kids. Keith assumed she had gone for a run. But after his calls to her cell phone went unanswered, he became concerned. The last communication he had with her was a text she sent at 10:37 a.m., asking him if he'd be able to come home for lunch. 3 hours later, at 1:30, he sent her a reply, but never received a response. He used the Find My iPhone app to track her phone and hopefully, her. The app located her phone, but not her. Her phone and earbuds were found in the grass near their block of mailboxes at an intersection less than
Oh yeah, man, fucking right, buds. Let's get it. That's sick.
And there were strands of
I'm
her
looking
hair
forward
on the
to
phone,
it.
suggesting a struggle.
Is it alright if I
Within
stream this
an
time?
hour of being home, Keith contacted the police.
911, what is your emergency? CHP transfer. Keith is on the line. Hello, can I help you?
Yeah, I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual, and my kids should have been there by now from, like, daycare. So I was like, oh, maybe she went on a walk. I couldn't find her, so I called the daycare to see what time she picked up the kids. The kids were never picked up, so I got freaked out, so I hit, like, the Find My iPhone app thing, and it said that it showed her phone like at our end of our driveway. We don't have really good service.
Okay.
Not the end of our driveway, but the end of our street. But just drove down there, and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again. And I found her phone, and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody like grabbed her.
Okay, what's your address?
Redding.
Okay, what's your last name?
Yes. Papini, P-A-P-I-N-I.
The call set off a series of events that would soon dominate the headlines. The initial search began with a handful of friends, family, and neighbors searching the rural area near where her phone was found. With the fresh disappearance, authorities wasted no time trying to find the missing woman. And their main area of focus to start was, as usual, the spouse. They brought Keith in for an interview.
The big scheme of things, I'm the voice for Sherry. The big voice for Sherry, the final voice for her. If it was you, like I appreciate these conversations, but at the end of the day, I'd hit you over the head of a baseball bat if I need to.
I got it. At a certain point, though, do you go, okay, it's not, or it never gets that until we find Sherry and find the guy?
No.
Or at a certain point, do you go, okay, you're fucking cool. I gotta, go over this route.
Yes, but at no point will I ever tell you that.
Okay.
Police continued the questioning, attempting to gather as much information as they could about Sherry and the couple's relationship.
So there are people who say that they've heard arguments coming from the house. Not saying on a regular basis, just that they've heard actual arguments.
52, baby.
In this moment, I don't want to talk bad about her, but you're kind of.
And this isn't.
I'm not saying you're forcing me, but I want to tell you everything. I don't.
We're not talking bad about her.
Yeah.
What we're doing is trying to figure out who she is, so I can figure stuff out.
She is physical. She will.
So it's not.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm. It's not.
It wouldn't be out of the realm. No. When she gets to that level or mad, she gets loud. Leave me. Stop that.
Recently, things have been fine.
Definitely.
There would be more interviews to come, but with no evidence directly implicating Keith, police and the public.
Imagine if that bitch set him up, though. It would have been so easy for her to.
Expanded dramatically. Law enforcement deployed search dogs and helicopters.
You hyped? Fuck yeah, bro. Me too, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Stone unturned. Leads were scarce, and the investigation faced mounting pressure. Authorities hoped that Sherry's phone might hold the clues needed to unlock the mystery of her disappearance. Meanwhile, what began as local panic quickly turned into a nationwide story. Media attention surrounding the case heightened fear in the Redding community. The last known sighting of Sherry was reported around 2 p.m. when a witness saw her running in a pink jacket on Sunset Drive. Flyers bearing Sherry's smiling face were plastered across Redding and nearby areas, with local print shops making the signs for free to support the cause. Social media exploded with posts and dedicated pages on platforms like Facebook, quickly spreading her story nationwide and even internationally. The scale of the case's reach was mind-blowing. An anonymous entrepreneur was visiting the area when he saw Keith's emotional plea on television. He pledged $100,000 as a reward for Sherry's safe return, despite having no personal connection to the Papini family. Overwhelmed by the public response, law enforcement received more than 900 tips and worked tirelessly to sift through them.
Come on.
As the story gained traction, volunteers flooded in to help. Over 200 volunteers braved the rugged terrain of Redding's
Elemental
woods,
talisman.
facing potential dangers from bears and wild
More
hogs.
pearls.
Safety issues. There were bear out here. There were hog out here.
The search quickly grew into one of the
The
largest
hell is
operations
this?
the region had ever witnessed, with resources pouring in from both local and national organizations. As the search intensified, Keith Papini became the face of the effort to bring Sherry home. His heartfelt and emotional appeals to the media captured the nation's attention, painting a picture of a devoted husband desperate to reunite his family. Speaking directly to news outlets and in press conferences, Keith urged anyone with information to come forward, emphasizing the impact of Sherry's disappearance on their children and their close-knit community. Beyond his media appearances, Keith took an active role in organizing campaigns to aid the search. He launched a GoFundMe campaign titled Help Find Sherry Papini, which raised over $49,000 to be used to cover search-related expenses. But not everyone was convinced he was sincere. While many supported Keith's efforts to find his wife, others had suspicions about his involvement. Speculation spread widely on social media and online forums, with critics questioning his authenticity and suggesting he was involved in Sherry's disappearance. And police still weren't convinced of Keith's innocence either. They interviewed the couple's friends and family and got mixed reports. Sherry's best friend shared with police a startling claim that just 5 days before her disappearance, Sherry had told her that Keith threatened her. Sherry told her, "If I ever tried to leave him, he'd kill me." Sherry described to the friend how Keith threatened to chop me up into little pieces and throw me in the backyard. However, the same friend admitted that she had never witnessed Keith exhibit any such behavior. Neighbors also offered conflicting perspectives. Some reported frequent arguments between Sherry and Keith, while others insisted they had never seen nor heard any disputes. Opinions on Keith were divided as well. Some found him creepy, while others found him genuine and kind-hearted. Feedback about Sherry, however, was fairly consistent, with many describing her as dramatic and prone to exaggeration, and occasionally difficult to get along with.
Level
Investigators
52.
needed more answers. They called Keith back in for more questioning.
I guess we just do another
Despite
hour of this
suspicions
horse
from both
shit.
law enforcement and the public, Keith fully cooperated with authorities. He shared everything he knew and immediately granted them access to anything they needed, including both his and Sherry's phones, his laptops, and any other resources that could help in the efforts to find Sherry. Throughout the entire ordeal, he never lawyered up. Desperate to clear any suspicion and move on with finding his wife, Keith even agreed to take a polygraph test.
Did you participate in any way in causing the disappearance of Sherry?
No.
Do you remember ever intentionally hurting anyone?
No.
While the results of the polygraph were inconclusive, Keith's strong alibi played a significant role in law enforcement publicly clearing him as a suspect. Authorities emphasized that they did not believe he was involved in Sherry's disappearance. Investigators continued conducting interviews and exploring all leads in an attempt to uncover every possible detail about the case. Their investigation would ultimately reveal several key findings regarding the couple and their relationship. Keith shared with investigators that in the past he had caught Sherry texting another man romantically. Concerned about her long-term loyalty and the potential financial impact any future divorce might have, he had Sherry sign a post-nuptial agreement. Given her indiscretion, Sherry eagerly agreed. And from that point on, the couple was legally obligated to keep their finances separate. Given the post-nuptial agreement, the detective asked Keith what Sherry's circumstance would be if she were to leave the marriage. Keith explained that she had worked at AT&T until December of the previous year, when she was let go with a severance package. Afterward, she decided to become a stay-at-home mom. She would use her severance to pay for both utilities and daycare. Keith did not think it was a wise use of money to send the kids to daycare when she was staying at home.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But Sherry chose to do so anyway. He also did not agree with spending the money on a boob job, but he supported her since it was what she wanted.
So she pays like the electric bill and the daycare. So I said, I'm not paying for daycare if you're home every day. Makes no sense to me. And then she got a boob job. I was like, no, keep them the way they are. I think it's a stupid investment, but if it's gonna make you feel good. So I wouldn't say she's very good with money. At some point, I know that's gonna run out.
So if she did decide to leave,
she has nothing,
and she gets nothing.
She doesn't even own the car.
Following up on claims that the couple was frequently overheard arguing, police learned that Sherry was volatile. They asked Keith, and he confirmed that Sherry would often get physical when they would argue.
She is physical. She will, when she gets to that level in that, she gets loud. Leave me, stop that.
Following up on the claims of Keith abusing Sherry, authorities thoroughly investigated and determined there was no evidence to support the claims. Keith also provided a statement recalling the only incident he could think of was a time where he accidentally struck Sherry when they were playing a game on Wii, an incident that resulted in Sherry receiving a black eye. Sherry had told friends that she got the black eye as a result of Keith's abuse. So, investigators contacted the people in attendance that day. They confirmed Keith's account that it was an accident that happened while playing the Wii. Local law enforcement called in the FBI to assist, bringing additional resources and expertise to what had become a massive operation. With their help, detectives examined cell phone records, bank accounts, emails, and social media profiles. Despite the dedication of investigators, volunteers, and the overwhelming media coverage, 5 days into Sherry's disappearance, authorities still had no solid leads. So as the investigation pressed on, investigators began questioning people with prior connections to similar crimes. One notable lead involved Troy Zink, a suspect in the 1998 disappearance of Tara Smith, another young woman who had vanished just miles away while jogging. But Zink was quickly ruled out, having had an alibi placing him out of state at the time of Sherry's disappearance. 9 days into the search, authorities made the difficult decision to suspend the ground operation. Having had no luck with the searches, investigators turned their attention to other methods. Surveillance footage, cell phone records,
Is that Mr. Almighty?
became the primary
What's up, buddy?
tools in the investigation. At this point, authorities had concluded that Sherry had either been abducted by a stranger or walked away voluntarily.
Obviously, we mind you out. You're out. So then now we're at a crossroads. We're either a stranger
Or known person.
or she walked out.
Nah, definitely no way.
Problem of both is we're investigating either one.
The FBI continued to explore the stranger abduction angle, while local authorities, guided by what they found on Sherry's phone records, began investigating the possibility of her having left on her own. From those phone records, investigators discovered that Sherry had been exchanging text messages with a man from Michigan named Donovan Misk. The communications spanned several months and continued until the day before she went missing.
Bombing, bro. Work been busy as fuck. Understandable. That's good. Rather be busy than not busy.
In Lansing, Michigan. There, they both expressed a romantic interest in each other about 5 years prior to the disappearance. Sherry told him that she was married, but once again made the now common false claim that her husband was abusive, claiming he was violent and didn't allow her to leave the house. Donovan claimed that even back then, he didn't buy it. Nevertheless, the two of them hung out for the evening, going to a couple of bars before Sherry headed out the next day. The pair checked in on each other occasionally over the years. Then a few months before the disappearance, they actively began trying to coordinate meeting in person, right up until the day before she disappeared. Authorities found no evidence that Donovan and Sherry actually met in person around that time, and Donovan was ruled out as a suspect. Sherry, exchanging flirtatious and romantic messages with another man behind his back, was a pattern that Keith knew all too well. Shaken by the revelations, Keith now faced the very real possibility that Sherry's disappearance may not have been what it seemed.
No, let me go in there.
One of the investigators
Fuck.
explored whether Sherry,
I'll
fully
take
aware
fire
of the
runes, I guess.
overwhelming and perhaps unexpected attention her disappearance had drawn, may have been caught off guard by how out of control everything had become. Despite the disturbing discovery of the text messages, Keith continued to publicly plead for his wife's return. Then, 22 days into her disappearance at 4:22 a.m. on
4:22 a.m., eh?
a call was placed to 911.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Hi, I have an emergency. I don't know my location. There's a lady on the side of the road needing help.
Okay. Are you traveling? Are you driving? Okay, sir, take a deep breath. What highway were you traveling on?
Okay. It's exit 140.
Do you know what highway you were on?
Oh, crap.
That's okay. Give me a second.
This fucking guy on the call.
Just a second, because we've gotten some other calls. I'm just going to see if it's one and the same, okay? So were you on the Highway 5?
Yes, I'm on Highway 5.
Okay, so you're northbound 5.
This guy sounds like he's drunk or some shit.
There's an exit. There was a southbound. Oh, crap.
That's okay. Do you know about what city you're in?
No.
No.
Okay.
Please stay there. Please stay there, okay? Please stay there.
Listen, what I'm
30
saying.
pers.
Take all precautions for your safety. I have an officer en route to the Highway 113 that's connecting to the northbound 5 because we've had reports of a female trying to flag people down. Does that sound about the same?
Yeah, it's right outside of Yellow.
Okay. What's wrong with the female? Do we know?
She's saying that she got kicked out of her boyfriend's.
Okay, just be safe where you are. What is she asking for?
She's asking for an ambulance.
What's wrong with her? Ask her what's wrong with her.
What's hurting? You're chained up.
She's chained up?
She's chained up, her vision's blurry, and she needs an ambulance.
Do you see her chained up?
Yes. Her name is Sherry Panini. Babini.
Ask her who chained her. Or can she talk at all?
Yeah.
This fucking guy on the call, bro, is killing me.
Sherry, I need you to listen to me. Listen to me. Do you know where you are?
No. No. I've been in the car.
Okay, sweetie, listen to me. I need you to take a deep breath, calm down, and listen to what I'm saying. I have an officer en route. We've had several calls. Are you chained up?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath, sweetie. Who chained you up? Do you know the person, or were you kidnapped?
I don't know. I never saw her face.
Listen to what I'm asking. Listen to what I'm asking. Sherry, take a deep breath, because it's hard to help you if I can't understand you. Okay? I know you're upset, but we have help on the way, sweetie. We have help on the way. Listen to me. Deep breath, Sherry. Deep breath.
What time is it?
How did you get chained up? What happened?
She took me.
Who took you? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
No, there was two of them.
Okay, listen. I have help on the way.
I want to call my husband. I want to call my husband.
Okay, listen. Take a deep breath. Where were you taken from?
From Reading. From Reading.
You were taken from Reading?
Reading. I live in Reading.
Okay, how did someone take you? Okay, Sherry, we will get help with you and we will get your husband, but right now I need you to help me help you. Help me help you, okay? Deep breath.
I can't see very well.
I understand, but I can't help you unless I can
I
understand.
feel that school be having me tied up.
What's going on? Do you know any...
Hey, man.
What do you
Be
mean
like
you
that.
don't know? Do you know how someone took you? How
Detective Sean O'Malley, the alley cat, baby.
I want to call my husband.
Ma'am, right now I need you to get me information so I can help you. We will get in touch with your husband as well, but right now...
Ambulance,
Okay, I have officers and I have ambulance on the way. Right now I need you to talk to me.
I want to call my husband. I want to call my husband.
Bruh.
Sherry Papini was found by a passing driver along
Jesus.
Interstate 5 in Yolo County, 150 miles from her home. Weighing only 87 pounds, she was emaciated, disheveled, and covered in bruises and injuries. She had a chain around her waist, her hair had been chopped off, she had branding marks on her back.
Sean O'Malley, the alley
and
cat.
scared. She was taken to the hospital. Keith was notified and rushed to be by her side. When he entered the hospital room where Sherry was being treated, Keith recalled that the moment when their eyes met, his instant impression was that she was lying. But as he got closer, as he saw the horrifying extent of her injuries, the multicolored bruises at various stages of healing covering every part of her body, the burns, the rashes, an actual whole burn into her arm, a fractured nose, her ribs protruding, and as he felt the scabs that now covered where she had been branded, all doubts disappeared. They were replaced by guilt of having even considered that she might have made it all up. At the hospital, Sherry refused to speak with investigators and insisted she would only talk to Keith. She told Keith that two Hispanic women, who only spoke Spanish to each other and basic English to her, had kidnapped her and held her in a small room. She described one of the women as younger with thin eyebrows and pierced ears, and the other as older with thick eyebrows and straight black hair. But extracting information from Sherry so soon was proving to be a challenge. While she was willing to talk somewhat since Keith was in the room, she was still reluctant and understandably very emotional. Investigators would pick up their interviews with her 4 days later, hoping for more details. They would meet Sherry and Keith at the home of one of their friends. There, Sherry explained that the day of her disappearance had started like any other. She started by dropping the kids off at daycare, then doing some cleaning. Then she recalled that she texted Keith to see if he could come home for lunch for a nooner.
Yeah. Text message my husband to come home for lunch. Which, looking back, it's quite embarrassing. It's like, thanks for, that last text message. Honey, will you please come home and have sex with your wife? Right.
When that was a no-go, Sherry said she decided to go for a run. She said that while she was out running, she was abducted and transported in a dark SUV to where she was held captive, tortured, and beaten. She described being blindfolded for most of the time, though she could vaguely see her surroundings through gaps in her blindfold. According to Sherry, her captors chained her in a closet, using a chain bolted to a pole inside the closet. She described the closet as cold with a mattress on the floor and a bucket for a bathroom. She also claimed her captors made her wear an adult diaper. She went on to describe how her captors frequently played what she referred to as that loud, annoying Mexican music. She said she was fed minimal food such as cream of wheat, tortillas, scraps, and crackers, sometimes only once a day. She described overhearing her captors talk about potential buyers and threatened to sell her into human trafficking. She claimed her hair was cut off to alter her appearance, and that her captors branded her shoulder with a Bible verse to appeal to a potential buyer. At one point, she claimed she overheard her captors say, "She's too much trouble, we should just get rid of her." Sherry recounted her desperate attempts to bite through zip ties and loosen bolts to try to escape. Her story of how she was eventually released changed over time. Initially, she claimed her captors drove her to a roadside and pushed her out of the vehicle. But later, she said she escaped during an argument between her captors. Investigators spent hours questioning Sherry about every minute detail of her abduction and captivity, a level of scrutiny about her accounts that she had never faced previously. She often struggled to provide the level of detail they demanded, frequently breaking into tears and insisting it was too painful or difficult to recall. Once local authorities obtained the full account from Sherry, the FBI worked with her to create sketches of her alleged captors. The sketches, depicting only the masked women from the eyes up, were released to the public. But the vague drawings could have matched any multitude of Latino women in the community, fueling harmful racist stereotypes during an already tense and race-charged political climate. Meanwhile, the road ahead for the Papini family was rough. Sherry's trauma impacted every aspect of their lives. She wouldn't sleep with the lights off, needing it to look like full-on daytime while they slept. She panicked at small noises like a door quietly closing, and she refused to eat black beans, claiming they were what her captors fed her. She only trusted food prepared by Keith or her sister, and insisted on watching them cook it, fearing that it might be drugged. Keith took drastic measures to make her feel safe. He installed security cameras and a security gate, and covered the windows with blankets. Despite his efforts, Sherry remained on edge, and Keith lived in constant fear that her alleged kidnappers would return to harm their family or take their children. During therapy, Sherry would curl up and start screaming, and her nightmares were loud and frequent. She hated anything associated with Latino culture, even avoiding people with dark curly hair. Everyday sounds and movements like the clicking of a locked door sent her into a frenzy.
You already said that, homeboy.
Cope, and to also help identify and capture her assailants, Keith worked tirelessly with her to piece together details of the room where she was held. She described a closet with remarkable specificity, noting an unusual metal rod that dissected the top shelves, an odd and memorable configuration. She also described how the windows were boarded up and gave him intricate details about the table she laid on when she was being branded. Keith made it his personal mission to recreate every aspect of her captivity. He sketched layouts of the room based on her descriptions, paying careful attention to the distinctive closet she described. He even combed through countless images of tables, presenting them to Sherry one by one, until they finally landed on one that she confirmed was a match. At one point, Sherry invited friends over to share their account of the moment they learned she was alive. It was an emotional evening, and while her guests were moved, Keith found the whole encounter awkward, noticing how much Sherry seemed to revel in the attention. While Sherry's friends and family continued to support her, the community around her was divided. Given the widespread attention her disappearance had generated, the media eagerly covered her return, often portraying her as a resilient victim who had endured an unimaginable ordeal, but also raising questions and expressing skepticism. Online forums and social media platforms buzzed with speculation, pointing out inconsistencies in her account. Questions about the lack of arrests or leads in the case began to surface, sowing seeds of doubt. For some, Sherry's description of her two alleged Hispanic captors raised eyebrows. Hispanic advocacy groups expressed outrage, calling her account harmful and a perpetuation of stereotypes. Authorities tried their best to ignore public sentiment. They focused on uncovering what happened to Sherry and identifying who was responsible. Behind the scenes, Sherry's inconsistent account of the events, implausible details about her captors, and questionable injuries, some of which medical examination revealed to be self-inflicted, raised serious doubt about her story. But authorities didn't have any concrete evidence to dispute her claims. That was until August of 2020. 4 years after Sherry's disappearance, the FBI calls Keith and Sherry in for a meeting. Keith considers it a promising request since it's the FBI. He's optimistic they may finally have news about Sherry's abductors. And boy, do they. Agents open the meeting by welcoming them back, but then quickly remind them what's at stake.
But some stuff's come up, so we've always had the DNA out there in the world.
Some bitch.
Sorry, Tom, before we get too far, obviously, just like always, thank you for coming. We appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us. As always, your presence here is voluntary. You can go at any time. And all we want is truthful statements because it's a crime to lie to federal officers.
Wow, yeah. No, that's good.
Understood?
Yeah.
Sorry, forget about that part. So there's always been DNA out there, and we've done testing after testing. We've gone out to like the Parabon, which is a private company who does all like the genetics, and we've just hit wall after wall after wall. But recently, we found a familial DNA hit. So what that does, it just tells us it came from a certain person. So like the mother or the father or a son or an uncle or however that is, it just hits that, like somewhere in this family tree is where the DNA comes from.
Okay.
So with that, we open up the investigation. We go into who could it be within the family. So once we started opening up those doors and looking through the family members and just trying to see Facebook stalking them, criminal histories, just that normal investigation that we do once we start looking into things, we started finding some interesting things.
Okay.
So one of the things that came out to us, is there anything in there that looks
of interest or notable?
So the picture's a little grained out. So
to me, I see a table there that somewhat looks like something you described to me in the past, and then I see wood paneling. Talking about the room.
Although it was only in a small part of the photo, Keith, and likely Sherry as well, recognized the corner of the table as being similar to the one Sherry described laying on while she was being branded. Keith appeared excited. Sherry, not so much.
Yeah, we noted both of those things back in August of 2017. Was when we spoke with you about, and you showed us this picture of the table. Do you remember that, Sherry?
Yes, I do.
And so when we were trolling through this, Facebook page, we saw just the edge of that table.
Yeah.
Denise caught it, in fact.
Oh, cool.
Denise said, "Hey, Peter."
I mean, points for enthusiasm.
"Hey, Peter, look at this table." And I was like, "Oh wait, you're right."
Yeah.
And it has the wood paneling. So we're like, well, where was that photo taken, right? And so we were trying to figure that out.
So,
okay.
So that's led us obviously now to obviously this Facebook page has a person. It's got like people tagged into it, so it has, so Peter has a.
But that's still a valid memory, right? Is that this was the table?
Yeah.
A table like this was the table you were on when you were branded?
And we've been talking about that a lot because so many memories are so faded now.
It's been a long time.
It's been a really long time. So, like, details and things like that, we did the best that we could to take notes on it and all of that, but a lot of it's really hard.
Sure.
It's hard to think about.
Agents explained that a familial DNA match led them to several family members' social media profiles, including the person that posted the photo. They showed Sherry photos of some of the other potential family members who were considered, but that was just for show. Because in reality, they knew exactly who the familial match was, and exactly where he, not two Hispanic females, was located. The DNA they were testing was found on the sweatpants and underwear Sherry was wearing when she reappeared in 2016. At the time, they did not have a match. But investigators finally got a break with a familial match to a man whose profile pointed them to his son. Authorities zeroed in on the son as the source of the DNA. They then confirmed the match after retrieving a discarded bottle from his trash. 3 days prior to their sit-down with the Pepinis, investigators had visited the son, whose name was James Reyes. James lived in Costa Mesa over 500 miles south of Redding, and was Sherry's ex-boyfriend. The table from the photo the agents presented to the Papinis was located in his home. For the first hour of their visit with James, he insisted that he had not seen Sherry in over 10 years. But detectives knew otherwise. At one point, James's pet parakeet escaped. One of the detectives went out with James to help retrieve it, while the other was given permission by James to look inside the home. When the agent and James returned, the agent inside the home let the other one know that it was definitely the home where Sherry had been kept, having seen that the bedroom matched Sherry's description to a T. Agents continued to press James, letting him know that his DNA was found on her clothes and that they had details about both his calls with her and his whereabouts relative to the disappearance, and that they all pointed to Sherry being at his home. After nearly an hour, James finally comes clean, claiming he was just helping a friend who said she was in an abusive relationship. He proceeded to provide the full details about Sherry's time there, the majority of which were details that had not been disclosed to the public.
So, like I said, with the female DNA, obviously we saw that first picture that has the wood paneling, and we've got the table, right? So that's ultimately what led us to those pictures, which then snowballed us down the road that we're eventually at and where we are.
So were you able to find like where that house is?
Yes.
And tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
That's where I was going next.
Do the top one or two.
Agents show them a picture of the closet from the room in James's home.
So if you look at this closet,
Keith is blown away. He marvels that it's identical to the drawing he made that he happened to have stumbled across the day before when he was cleaning papers.
Obviously, there's stuff in there now.
I'm not looking at the stuff.
There's a dog that just barked there, and my dog heard it in my headset, and his head just shot up, and he's looking around.
I haven't even looked at the picture yet, but I've seen it out there. Can I look at it?
you remember this chart?
Yes. I just found the original one of that and I was trying to explain.
It's a little bit different, but it's pretty, excuse my language, it's pretty fucking similar. But it's different.
What's different or what's the same?
It's hard, there's a lot of shit in the photos, but
Well, let's just focus on let's focus on those two because there's less color.
It's like a piece of plywood almost.
it didn't look like that.
Yeah, it looks blown up, so it makes it look like it's that thick, but it's about like 3/4 inch somewhere.
It's probably like half inch. It's
Half
old
inch.
school stuff.
Okay, yeah, this looks big the way the picture.
Yeah, it didn't look like that.
Okay, but similar. Besides the metal part, anything else similar?
I mean, the metal part?
What about one shelf versus two shelves?
Oh, I think there was 2 shelves, but now I'm having trouble remembering. I think there was 2. I'm pretty sure there was 2. I can't, maybe there was 2? I don't know. I'm focusing on this part right now, sorry.
Sure.
They show Sherry more photos, but each of them isn't quite right, and she starts to get overwhelmed. So the agents get to the heart of why they're there.
Because ultimately, this is the house that you were at. We talked to the people who live there. We found the house. We found who was involved. We talked to who was involved. We talked to family who knows that you were there, and talked to a couple people or talked to one guy who did see you during this event. Unfortunately, there's a lot of truths. There's a lot of things that were said that we have always confirmed. That we've always said. There's a lot of truths, and then there's some unknowns. Like one of the simple ones, like, well, this description of the bathroom is just weird. Like that was like an argument in all of our offices where we were sitting there like this part's weird. But then we find a house with it. Then the all thread through the thing, that's just weird.
It's unique to this place. Like that's a pretty custom. You can't just go out to IKEA and buy a closet that looks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So once once we have all those things and we start talking to the person who lives here, who had lived there, who still lives there, start talking to his family and starting that whole investigation, peeling one thing back after another, doing the same thing we've done for the last 4 years. It led us to a specific person, but not a female. It led us to the car that picked you up, but not an SUV. So there's lots of different aspects that are truths and falses. And we're to the point now that nobody would have ever imagined that this would have blown up the way that it did. So I've been a cop 15 years. I've never seen the media scale that this garnered pretty quickly. How long have you been in law enforcement now?
12 years in the Bureau.
So, like, of the minds, Brian, who's been around 20 plus years, people who've been in my office like 25, 30 plus years, the media attention that this got out was insane. So I think with that being said, some choices and some decisions ultimately changed the original path of what happened. I don't think anybody would have wished the media frenzy that occurred, like, for this event, no matter what the situation, if it was a kid, because the media skewed so many facts. It brought so many people in from the woodwork that if we didn't have the woodwork, we wouldn't have the noise.
And that brings a lot of pressure when you get that kind of scrutiny.
So we'd like to talk to you more about those things.
No, bro, I missed that by a cunt hair.
Or we're gonna ask
Fuck.
you to leave to whatever you're comfortable with, so we can break down some of the problems. If you want Keith here, all we want is to have the truth. All we want is to be able to tell the truth. That's all we've ever wanted from day one. We talked with you for hours. We've been there. We've done all these different things, waiting for something, waiting for it to break, waiting for us to lead something to here. Because the DNA came back, like I said, to a specific person. That specific person told us very specific things. His family then told us specific things. So if we can talk with Keith or without Keith here, what would you like?
Sherry knows she's cooked. And is probably hoping Keith will voluntarily excuse himself. But Keith has waited 4 years for this moment. Stepping out is likely the last thing on his mind.
Do you want to step out or do you want to stay?
Obviously, I want to stay.
Or we could do a little bit of both. Talk to you alone first, and then we'll come back in.
It's completely up to you. And that's why I'm not even looking at Keith. I don't care about your opinion, Keith. What we want out of this is the truth.
Sherry will not give a definitive answer either way. Agents step out to allow the couple to talk alone. And recorded.
You need to stop what you're doing right now. Tell me the truth. I don't like anything that's happening. Yeah, whatever you're doing right now doesn't mean stuff to me. I don't want them to fight. I don't want to arrest her. I don't want them to fight her. I know about what's going on. So you need to explain to me. I don't give a shit about that. I don't want them to fight her. I don't want them to fight her. I don't want her to be arrested. I don't want to press charges on her. I don't want to fight her. Explain to me right now. I don't know. I don't want them to find her. You're not listening to me. Tell me why. Because she saved my life. But tell me, honey, there's obviously something going on. There's obviously something going on. This is going to be really bad if you don't tell me. Look at I'm talking right now. I am. I am fucking with you. No, I'm not saying right now. I don't want them to find her. I don't want to press charges, and I don't want to go down that road. But you tell her? I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to arrest her
Because she saved my life, and she's the reason why I get to hold my children every single day.
Do a quick little run into the water runes, you know?
I don't want them to arrest her. Why? Because she saved my life.
So you don't press charge. They still need to find out who it is. Tell them the truth. Everyone the truth. If you don't want to press charges, then that's up to you. You're not making sense to me. To the point where I'm getting scared. So you need to. Tell me what's going on. Yeah.
Hearing the spare the nice kidnapper path Sherry is going down, the agents return to interrupt the conversation.
This is the last time if you want to do this alone or with Keith. Keith's been through this also on a different level. So I'm ready I'm ready to move on and throw the dart and throw the rock and see what happens to the water. But Sherry, what do you mean? What do you want?
I don't want her to get in trouble.
She's not going to get in trouble. So the DNA came back to James Reyes.
The DNA that was on you belongs to James Reyes.
The picture and can I get the picture?
Go open up 5 of these packs over here, baby. Give them to me. Give me a needle. Law rune sick. Nature rune sick. Blood rune sick. Cosmic sick. Water runes even sicker. Not too bad, you know? You got the Lost Giza. We need 3,000 more experience till we get a lot of runes unlocked. That's fucking huge for the account, baby. We need it. Value 250, 350. Fuck. Can't get no pieces. Let's see here, baby. Boom, boom, boom. $32 quest points. I should probably start doing this. I could actually just do this whole quest today. Dragon Slayer. Get Ernest the chicken done too. I should get those done today. I should finish like all of the free-to-play quests. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do after I get 54. Cause then I have 185. I mean, I can go do it now. I have 185. No, what the fuck? We gonna go do it now. We gonna go do it now. Fuck it.
The picture of the table is James Ray's little brother. He died recently. We talked to him. He's been on a polygraph. We talked to everybody around him. We have the rental agreements, phone rental, the car rental agreements. We have everything that says that he said he told the truth.
That's James' brother, deceased Nick.
So everything, you've told us so many truths in this situation. The reason why you can describe the room is because you stayed in the room in the dark for hours, for days on end. The reason why you lost so much weight is because you stopped eating. The reason why you got a rash on your arm is because you cleaned his house. The reason why the brand is because he went to the store, bought the branding tools, and branded you. The reason why your nose was broke is because of a hockey stick. I know all of those things, and I know there was no sex. I know all of that because he passed a polygraph test that said it's not an abduction. She asked me to come get her.
No.
I rented a car.
No.
I drove up and picked her up. He passed the polygraph test, Sherry.
If that's not what happened, what did happen, Sherry?
I don't know. No, there's no way. It's James. There's no way. There's no way.
The DNA doesn't lie.
His DNA
was on you.
His
There's
brother,
no way.
Robert saw you in the house while you were down there. While everything spun out of control, his cousin. Why everything ran out of control on the initial.
There's no way.
It's 100% Robert's or James's DNA.
We even collected blonde hairs from the room.
There's no way it's James. There's no way.
Tell me that it is.
Why are you saying it's not James? Why are you saying it's not?
Me.
What's up?
We were friends.
Mhm.
There's no way.
And he came and got you because you asked him.
No. When was the last time you?
Yeah, it's time with school. Yo, Sean, what do you think, man?
His brother died.
Brother died in 2017. Is that right?
I don't remember.
Was it before or after the abduction?
Yo, thing, man.
When was the last time you saw James?
Forever ago, when I lived in Southern California.
So the last person-to-person contact you had with him was back in 2006? When you were living in Southern California?
I don't know.
So,
was it prior to your marriage?
It's him. There is no way it's him.
Well, it is James.
The DNA tells us that it was his DNA on you.
The DNA alone says it's him. And when we talked to him, confronted him with the DNA,
He told us what happened.
He 100% told us what happened.
And gave us details that nobody else would know.
And we can call him and we can all talk about it. But ultimately, can you look at me for a second? Ultimately, we put him on a polygraph like we did Keith. Keith was inconclusive, to be honest with you, on whether he was involved or not. But 100% James was telling the truth. The questions were, did Sherry ask you to come pick her up? He answered yes. That was the truth on a polygraph. We asked him if the two of you ever had sex. The answer was no.
During 2016.
During 2016, during the abduction, he said no. That was the truth. We asked him if you asked him to brand you. The answer was yes. And he passed the polygraph on all of those questions. He took us to the stores where he bought the chain. We talked to the friend who rented the car. The car that he rented drove over 900 miles in a day on the drop-off point.
Sure, I know this is a lot to take in. But it's not like we don't know the answers to these questions.
And the fear of Keith's reaction, obviously now he's in the room, the fear of media, the fear of all of these things are coming forward, they're in front of you now. The only way to get a hold of it, the only way for everybody to come together and heal, the whole community has to heal, is for us to be able to say, when we presented all of the evidence, all of the stuff that came forward, you told us the truth. You told us what happened.
That wasn't happening. Sherry was backed into a corner and everything was unraveling. But that just meant she needed to think even faster.
So, what are you thinking, Sherry?
That doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
What actions doesn't make sense?
A lot of it doesn't make sense.
Can we talk about those?
Detectives bring up the indisputable DNA.
James' DNA was confirmed on your clothing. The two of you haven't seen each other in over a decade. You told me that you haven't been in his room, you haven't had contact with him in over 10 years. However,
you described his bedroom to a T.
And the DNA on you was still a vibrant piece of DNA. 10-year-old DNA dies. The DNA that was there specifically was non-seminal fluid, was seminal fractions. You got that from his house somewhere. So whether it was the bed that you were sleeping on, whether it was the couch, whether it was anywhere in there. I can't believe James told us the truth. That's what I can't believe. He passed a polygraph, Sherry.
So did Keith.
So he did. He was inconclusive. And he was involved.
So James is involved. But I don't.
James picked you up. You called James to pick you up. You mailed him a letter with your address. You used a burner phone.
This bitch was watching too much Gone Girl, you know?
For James to come and get you.
You're saying since you're married, you haven't called James?
No, I have called James.
Because earlier you said you had contacted James. Because phone records show that you do. You did. The phones don't lie, the DNA doesn't lie, Sherry.
His polygraph doesn't lie.
So you can go a couple different directions now.
His story.
I've already told you lying to me is a crime. So you walk out.
Lying to you is not a crime, actually.
That's a crime.
Bucko.
I think we need my lawyer. This isn't making any sense.
The agent breaks down what actually happened.
You told us the truth. You told us what happened. Because you did go in a dark room. That's true. You did lay in the back seat of the car. That's true. You did lose weight. You were branded. Your hair was cut. You did have bruises all over. But how those bruises got there are because you did it and James did something. The reason why your nose got broke is because you held the hockey stick to your face and he forced it into your nose. The reason why the brand is in a straight line is because he did it. He described exactly where it was. He told us exactly how he did it, where he did it, how he did it. Only you and I and maybe 5 other people know where the brand was. He told me immediately.
Keith eventually leaves the room and detectives encourage Sherry to tell the truth.
James says he's the nicest person in the whole world. Yeah, he may be a hockey player, but he is the nicest person in the world. He's nice to a fault.
Yo, let's go.
I know lots of people. I don't know anybody I'd run
44 attack and Vampire Slayer done. Huge.
a car for and drive 9 hours for. James did that for you.
He never put reward money on the line.
He never asked for anything. He didn't ask for sexual relations. He didn't ask for a relationship after you.
And yet he stayed quiet until now.
And the only reason why he talked is because we have his DNA. That's the only reason why we got to his door. That's the only thing that led us to his closet. That's the only thing that led us to the bathroom. That's goofy. That's the only reason why you started talking to us.
They continue to try coaxing a confession out of her, but the most they get is a half-hearted admission about flirting.
It's my fault that I was talking to him. It's my fault that I was flirting with other men. It was such a stupid thing to do. I love my husband.
Flirting
I
with
love
other-
my children.
That's
It's
understandable.
so stupid for
Here's the deal, though,
flirting with other
Sherry.
men.
Flirting with other men, not a crime. Lying to me today, yes, a crime.
Eventually, Sherry says she wants an attorney, so agents wrap it up.
If you want to keep talking to us, that's a separate story, but you said you wanted to talk to your attorney, so like I said, from the beginning, you're free to go and you can go. I would ask you one more question, just for your own welfare. Do you feel like harming yourself?
For welfare.
Do you feel like harming yourself?
No, I just want to hug my children and go home.
Okay. Well, you're free to go and do that. If you change your mind, do you want to come forward and talk to us?
This is all my fault because I talked to other men. This cannot be.
You might have come and served a doctor.
Get this fucking annoying quest done.
Keith and the detectives return.
I'm the idiot husband that stayed around the whole time.
Well, there's not. It's still, you can't tell you a lot, honestly.
Keith wants to be brought up to speed, but agents cannot share anything that was said while he was out of the room.
Right? Or is she trying to come up with a whole nother?
We're not going to give you any additional details. Obviously, you've heard the questions, so you can read through some of those and understand. You've seen some of the photos, so you know some of the investigative work
Obviously you
we've
saw me, I
done.
was like, yeah, we found him.
And we did.
Yeah.
But you can also notice your reaction compared to her reaction.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Agents have been acutely aware of the stark contrast between the couple's reactions to each piece of evidence. Keith inquires about his options for removing her from his home.
Do you think I want her anywhere around my kids or around me at all at this point?
And again, we've talked a lot. I don't know what the next stages of this are. That's why.
It's not
that's
us
why
together, right? That one.
Whatever those decisions are, I don't know.
But from we can all agree that she's not over there, then obviously if somebody can do something like that to her body and try to trick everybody that they're probably not fit to.
It was 4 years ago.
If I don't want her in my house tonight, what options do I have?
You have to get restraining orders. You have to get legal stuff.
After Keith leaves the room and joins up with Sherry, she tells him that maybe James was involved, but he wasn't there. Unwilling to listen at that point, Keith tells her she can't stay at the house. Sherry would stay at Keith's aunt's house that night, and Keith would have nothing to do with her for days. Until he decided to seek advice from a trusted father figure. The father figure pointed out that it was James's word against Sherry's. Keith reasoned that, as a husband, he shouldn't believe the word of James, someone who has a vested interest in denying any wrongdoing, over the word of his own wife. At least not until he had definitive proof otherwise. So, after Sherry insisting that she wasn't aware of James being involved, that the authorities were pitting them against each other, and pleading with him to communicate with her, Keith took her back.
What?
Despite giving Sherry the
Bro, this guy just deserves everything he gets. This guy's stupid as fuck.
doubt, Keith still anticipated her being arrested or at least formally charged, given the recent meeting with agents. Indeed, by that point, authorities knew exactly what had transpired. Namely, authorities learned that Sherry had been talking to her ex-boyfriend, James Reyes, as far back as 2015. Triggered by James finding old mementos from their past and sending them to Sherry's father, Sherry reached out and reconnected with James. She told him how she was trapped in an abusive relationship with her husband and needed to get out. She claimed police were ignoring the reports she had supposedly filed against him. In the months leading up to her disappearance, Sherry called James and asked him to help her escape, telling him she had a plan. Shortly before her disappearance, she mailed James a care package with instructions on how to pick her up, and the pair used burner phones to coordinate every step. Once the plan was ready, James rented a car and drove to Reading. Surveillance footage and phone records confirmed his movements. At their agreed-upon location, Sherry got into the back seat of the car and laid down for the 8-hour drive back to his apartment in Costa Mesa. James admitted to investigators that he thought their relationship would become romantic once Sherry arrived, but it never did. She spent most of her days locked away in his bedroom that she had taken over, while he was forced to sleep on the couch. At James's home, Sherry began inflicting injuries to support her story. She told James exactly what to do to make the wounds look real. A former hockey player, James followed her instructions. He shot
What does hockey have
in her
to do
legs
with it?
and used a hockey stick to help break her nose. James also used a wood-burning tool to brand Sherry, but most of the injuries were self-inflicted while James was at work. Sherry starved herself, eating only small portions, and became visibly emaciated. Despite the bizarre and extreme nature of her requests, James believed he was just helping a friend. Then, as Thanksgiving
How
Day
is that
approached,
helping a
Sherry
friend,
told
though?
James
Like,
that she was ready to go home. Although James was disappointed, hoping for a deeper relationship, he agreed to help. On Thanksgiving morning, he drove her back in the middle of the night to a location she had chosen. Sherry jumped out of the car and started running to stage her escape, without so much as even a goodbye to James. She had not spoken with him since. James told investigators that he had no
That's wild.
idea about the media storm surrounding Sherry's disappearance because he didn't have a TV. He only realized the scale of the situation when he saw news coverage after Sherry's return. Panicked, he stayed quiet, believing the police would contact him if he had done anything wrong. James was not charged with any crime, with authorities fully confident that he was duped. After Sherry's return, financial records revealed that she financially benefited from the hoax, including receiving over $30,000 in victim compensation funds. And investigators quickly began uncovering contradictions in her story. Her claim of being chained in a closet didn't match forensic evidence, her injuries didn't fit the timeline she provided, and her story about
Boom, just like that. Ernest the chicken, done. 300 coins. Give them to me.
escaping didn't align with physical evidence. And of course there was the DNA. The male DNA found on Sherry's underwear and sweatpants proved to be the smoking gun. It was the single most important piece of evidence in the case. It revealed that the perpetrators were not two women, but one male. It led investigators to James Reyes and straight to the location that Sherry had described in graphic detail. As information continued to unfold, more evidence of Sherry's history of lying for attention and making false claims of victimhood surfaced. Keith told his therapist that sometimes he felt like Sherry wasn't telling the truth.
No
the
shit.
therapist responded by asking him about the injuries to her body. All the injuries, all the scars. Do you really think she could fake that? Keith thought for a long moment before admitting, yeah, I can actually kind of see her doing that. Why? Keith recalled that Sherry had previously fabricated a story about her ex-boyfriend stabbing her in 2 places on her back, leaving scars that he had observed. However, Sherry had forgotten that she had told her best friend Jennifer years earlier that they were the result of her father accidentally cutting her with an X-Acto knife. In the end, neither story was true. Sherry later admitted to Jennifer that the wounds were self-inflicted. Investigators had also spoken with Sherry's first husband.
Winner.
He revealed that after they divorced, he was told by mutual friends that she had a history of lying. He also shared that contrary to her needing his medical benefits for a heart condition like she had told Keith, she had told him that she needed it due to complications for having donated eggs regularly in the past. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a racially charged blog post from 2003 when Sherry would still have been in high school. It was written under Sherry's maiden name, Sherry Greff. The photo on the post was clearly a photo of Sherry. The post, which had gained widespread attention in 2016 after Sherry reappeared, was one of the factors that fueled the public's skepticism about Sherry's credibility. And by association, Keith's leanings were also called into question. During one of the interviews with Keith and Sherry, detectives raised concerns about the post before eventually asking Sherry if she wrote it.
The blog that has surfaced from a while back about the Hispanics and some thoughts or comments that people are spinning up. Can we
It's
clarify
awful.
some of that stuff?
Yes, and it's awful because there's so much that my family is going
Sounds mad.
through, and
Fuck.
it's.
It's so free.
I mean, I'm sure you guys know everything, and I understand why you have to know everything, but my life wasn't perfect before this. it's just an awful feeling that all of everything.
19 months after the FBI had called the couple in, and 6 years after the disappearance, Sherry Papini was arrested on March 3rd, 2022. The community and the nation were outraged. Those who were skeptical of Sherry's story felt vindicated, but nevertheless incensed by her lies. Those who believed her, supported her, even financially backed her, felt betrayed. Sherry's mental state was explored extensively. While some sympathized with the young mother, citing suspected but never confirmed mental health struggles, others remained skeptical. Sherry was charged with making false statements to an officer and mail fraud, a total of 35 felony counts. She was facing up to 25 years in prison. During a virtual preliminary hearing, her attorney expressed concerns about the quality of food in jail. He stated that Sherry had allergies that affected her ability to eat the food provided by the jail, hoping to get a release as a result. The judge ordered that she remain in custody until her next court date. After being arrested, Sherry adamantly denied any wrongdoing, sticking to her story of being abducted. She portrayed herself as the ultimate victim, even as investigators dismantled her claims, piece by piece. But as the evidence against her mounted, Sherry found herself backed into a corner. Facing overwhelming proof of her deception, she ultimately chose to take a plea deal, admitting to fabricating the elaborate kidnapping hoax that had affected so many people's lives.
Bro, that's gotta fucking just tear her apart inside admitting that it was all
Sherry pleaded
fake.
guilty to 1 count of mail fraud and 1 count of making false statements. 33 additional counts of mail fraud were dropped as part of the plea deal. In a statement Sherry released,
It's gotta
to
tear her
attorney,
up
she
inside.
expressed remorse, saying, "I am deeply ashamed of myself for my behavior, and so sorry for the pain I've caused my family, my friends, all the good people who needlessly suffered because of my story, and those who worked so hard to try to help me. I will work the rest of my life to make amends for what I have done." Sherry Papini pleaded guilty to the 2 counts agreed upon. The judge in the case emphasized the need for a significant sentence to deter similar hoaxes. Sherry's lawyers argued that she was suffering from unresolved trauma and mental health struggles and requested leniency for her sentencing. In September 2022, Sherry Papini was sentenced to 18 months in prison, followed by 36 months of supervised release. She was additionally ordered to pay approximately $309,000 in restitution to various agencies. The true cost of Sherry Papini's hoax went far beyond the restitution she was ordered to pay. In a time when serious human trafficking cases with legitimate victims required urgent attention, Sherry's hoax wasted critical law enforcement resources which could have been used to find actual missing persons. For example, shortly before Sherry went missing, Stacy Smart from nearby Trinity County disappeared, but received minimal media attention and hardly any support or resources for her family. After her arrest, Sherry faced harsh criticism from Shasta County officers who had spent years investigating her false claims. They condemned her for the panic and mistrust her actions had caused, including residents being afraid to go running for weeks. Hispanic advocacy groups condemned her depiction of her kidnappers as racist and a slap in the face to their community. The fabricated story perpetuated harmful stereotypes and caused heightened racial tension targeted at the Hispanic community. Social media erupted with criticism. Donors demanded refunds, and the community that had rallied behind her felt deeply betrayed. Her case also faced criticism for the instant and widespread attention it received, with many believing the coverage and resources were disproportionately allocated because of how Sherry looked. Media coverage frequently referenced her blonde hair, blue eyes, and attractiveness, often presenting them in ways that implied her case was especially deserving of attention, and later framing those same features as inconsistent with any wrongdoing or deception. Meanwhile, Stacy Smart, who seemingly didn't fit the media's image of a victim worthy of coverage, was barely a headline. The Papini case has been cited as an example of how biases can influence which stories gain traction and how those biases can have very real consequences. In April 2022, 2 days after Sherry pleaded guilty, Keith filed for divorce and asked for sole custody of the couple's children. Over the years, the former couple has appeared in court several times to resolve financial disputes, including one where Sherry tried to compel Keith to pay over $3,000 for a Best Buy credit card she had charged up. She was ultimately ordered to pay half herself. In May 2023, the couple's divorce was finalized. Keith was awarded the couple's home as well as the lion's share of their possessions. Since then, Sherry has been declared an unfit parent, and Keith has been granted full custody of their children, with Sherry having monthly supervised visits at a court building. At her third supervised visit with her children, Sherry only saw their daughter because their son reportedly refused to attend. According to Keith, he doesn't speak to Sherry outside of court or mediation. In August 2023, Sherry Papini was released from federal prison to a halfway house. Her projected release date was set to be October 29, 2023.
She didn't even do that much time in jail.
Early due to good behavior. Sherry will remain on supervised release until 2026. By March 2024, Sherry had made little progress toward paying off her $309,000 restitution. As a result, federal prosecutors filed to garnish her wages or seize property to recover the money. Her attorney said that Sherry is committed to fulfilling her financial obligations.
Doesn't sound like it.
That year, November 2024, she had repaid only about $1,000 of the $148,000 she owed to the Shasta County Sheriff's Office. And her restitution didn't even include the $49,000 raised through the GoFundMe campaign set up to help find her. That campaign also drew controversy, with many contributors angered. The campaign was even included in a DOJ lawsuit, which outlined how the funds were used to pay off the couple's credit cards and pay for personal expenses. In September 2024,
why you never fucking give a helping hand to some just scumbag, you know?
Sued Sherry for failing to pay back a $50,000
Never know what they're gonna use the money for.
Kathleen says she gave Sherry the loan in March of 2022 to help with Sherry's legal defense, not knowing at the time that her kidnapping claims were false. In January of 2024, according to notes that a court-appointed supervisor filed in court, Sherry told her daughter during a supervised visit that she is now an author. She said to her daughter, "Last time we were on the phone, you kept asking about my job. Do you have questions about it?" Her daughter replied, "Yeah, what do you do for work?" Sherry answered, "Well, like this place is very helpful for families. Well, Mommy is building a foundation to help places like this more. Mommy is making a business that will be a foundation to help people. Do you know what an author is?" Her 10-year-old daughter replied, "Yes. Mommy is an author now. She's writing 2 books.
Yeah, Missy Diaz,
I work
what's up?
lots of hours to write chapter books. So when I tell you I'm working remotely, that means I'm at home writing chapters on my laptop." In June of 2024, the Daily Mail
This
spotted
chick's
and
a
photographed Sherry in a
fucking
Northern California parking lot with her
goon.
reported new boyfriend, Sean Hibden, a widowed auto dealership owner and father of 2. After arriving in separate cars, the two joined each other inside Sherry's white Jeep, spending over an hour inside, before emerging and sharing a kiss. Like Sherry, Sean Hibden's past has also drawn attention, particularly regarding the death of his wife, Brittany, who passed away unexpectedly in September of 2021. Her death occurred 4 days after she reportedly expressed her intent to divorce Sean, and well after he is reported to have been introduced to Sherry. Her death has sparked extensive speculation on public forums like Reddit, while Sean and his family have consistently maintained that no foul play was involved. Pages like Justice for Brittany have called for further investigation. The couple is reported to have been dating as far back as May of 2022, which was before Sherry was sent to prison. The obvious question: how did Sherry manage to find someone willing to overlook her widely publicized reputation? They are reported to have been set up by Dr. Stephen Diggs and Suzanne Papini. If that name sounds familiar, sit back, there's more. Reports claim that Dr. Diggs was Sherry's therapist and is a strong Sherry supporter, as evidence from a July 2024 Facebook post he made that we will link in the description. According to reports, Suzanne Papini was Sean and Brittany's marriage counselor and Keith's sister. With both Suzanne and Dr. Diggs working for the same practice, Sherry not being legally divorced yet, and Sean and Brittany still undergoing marriage counseling with their practice, the counselors have come under fire with claims that their matchmaking violates their profession's code of
No
ethics,
shit.
blurring the line between personal and professional among several other issues. Suzanne
That's
is reportedly
wild. What
sided
the
with
fuck?
Sherry and cut ties with her brother Keith. Court documents reveal that Sherry is currently living in the $750,000 Northern California home purchased by Sean. Her white Jeep also appears to look quite new. According to Keith, Sherry has never shown any remorse, nor has she apologized to him or her family.
Fuck, of course,
for what
why
she
not?
did. Once Sherry was sent to prison and Keith took over caring for the kids full-time, he says he discovered more of Sherry's troubling actions one day after he made a noise in front of his daughter as though he was sick. He said his daughter suggested inhaling rubbing alcohol, explaining that that's what their mommy would have them do when they were sick. She said Sherry had told them it would help them feel better. But
The
in
fuck?
reality, she was doing it to make them sicker so she could take them to the hospital. Worried about the stigma his kids might face going through life with a name tied to so much controversy, Keith once had a lighthearted conversation with them about what name they might choose if they ever wanted to change their last name. As Keith tossed out suggestions, his son eventually asked if this was about their mom, when Keith replied, maybe. His son said he didn't think they should have to change their name because of what she did. While their mother's actions impacted the children and the family for years, he shared in 2024 that the children are thriving. No one may ever truly know what motivated Sherry Papini's elaborate hoax. Some theorize that she was playing out a real-life Gone Girl fantasy. With
That's
her hoax
exactly-
version
yeah, yeah.
of the exact scenario played out in the movie. Authorities and many others speculate that Sherry left because her AT&T severance was about to run out, which meant her lifestyle was going to change, and she wasn't ready for that. And still others believe that given her history of victimhood and lying for attention, it was just her nature. In reality, it may have been all three. When Keith was asked why he thinks it all happened, he said he believed that Sherry took elements of Elizabeth Smart's abduction, Gone Girl, and even the Tara Smith disappearance, and pieced together her own abduction. But regarding her true motive, he says, I've accepted that I will never know the truth. No one ever will. Sherry Papini's hoax wasn't just a betrayal of the public's trust. It was a betrayal of the people closest to her. Knowing full well the scrutiny her disappearance would bring, she let her husband face her very deliberate accusations of abuse, suspicion of murder, and the looming threat of losing his own freedom as a result. Then she returned home to lean on the person she had disparaged, abandoned, and set up. For years. In the end, the scars Sherry left were not the ones she inflicted on herself. They were the ones she carved into
Yeah, that
the
bitch is
lives
living the
of
life
everyone
now,
who
bro.
believed in her.
Jesus Christ.
What do you think about Sherry and why she did what she did? Was her sentence appropriate?
That's crazy. I've heard that case before, but like, damn, I never heard the after effects. Never. Like, that's nuts. That bitch already out living the life. That's crazy. Crazy work, man. We're about to finish up another fucking quest here, boy. Go talk to the man. Oop. 2,500 coiners. Take it. Pirate's treasure reward 4,500 coins. Might as well finish this quest too. Pirate's treasure, you know? Might as well get her in. Spade. On the way out, we'll go and sell this fucking iron little chain body. Balls of wool, bucket of water, pot of flour, bronze bar, pink skirt, 3 beards, 1 rope. Got to get some dyes and stuff. Yellow dye, red berries. Might as well finish up these free-to-play quests, you know? Get them done. The corrosion. Come on, motherfucker, run! Pick 10 bananas and then, alright, pick 10 bananas. Alright. Rim, go over here. Take the white apron. Remember as a kid, I used to sit there and just take inventories of bananas and go sell them. No cap. Good times. And then this quest will be done. Talk to my boy here. He'd stop walking away from me. There we go. Ba-da-dum-bum-ba. Ooh, Magic level 36. I need to get my magic up. I need to get my magic up so I can get my high elk unlocked. And then once I get high elk unlocked, I'm gonna literally start cutting wood until I got 60 and fletching until I get like what? 70 basically. Oof. And then I'm gonna just sit there and fucking make a bunch of bows and then just elk them. Talk to this fucking goofball. Yeah, I'll be right back. Oh, maybe I won't. Never mind. False alarm. I thought someone was here. Ain't nobody here. Okay, we're gonna quit this one, then we'll go back to this. What am I trying to get to? In the garden? Dang. The weather like today, -3 degrees, eh? It's actually tolerable outside. Nice.
How is everyone alive?
He's gonna turn and see you. Nice.
Little rat.
Yo.
Don't.
I'm not.
I did. Let's keep crouching up.
That's crazy.
Get close to my wall so I can hear it. See it. Up fence.
And that loser with the G7, man. How is everyone alive?
That's crazy. You can't wait for the weather to get better. I mean, -3 is the weather getting better up in Canada, you know what I mean? -3 is the weather getting better in Canada, bro. On God. Oh, what the fuck? I gotta kill a gardener? Was unexpected. Hey, there we go. Let's open up the casket. We got an emerald and a ring. Ring a ding ding. Ring a ding 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 dong. You know what I'm saying? Sick. Ring a ding 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 dong. Gold ring. Cool beans, brother. Pirate message. We can drop. Throw back on my priest gown. Apron. Goblin diplomacy. Blue dye. You can have Eggy and Draenor make you some for 2 woad leaves. Whoa. Whoa. Woad leaves. I'll take one of them woad leaves right there. Orange dye. This is made from red dye and yellow dye. You 2 woad leaves. Okay, so blue dye is done. This is made from red dye and yellow dye. 3 red berries and 5 coins for red dye, and then 2 onions and 5 coins for yellow. Red berries. I might just teleport to Vera like a bunch of times just so I can get the level. So I can teleport back to Palador and shit. There we go. 37 magic. I can now teleport to fucking Palador. Absolutely massive. You dig? Cadaver. Some of them are red berries, you feel me? Goblin diplomacy, how many? 3 red berries and then 1 red berry. So I'll just take 1 extra just in case I need it for something. And then what? Orange dye, I need 2 onions as well. Where can I get the onion from? Probably over in the field here, right? Yeah, we'll just walk down there, grab a couple of onions. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna teleport up here. Run to the bank. I think I have a couple onions in the bank. Well, I'm up here. I might as well go grab the... Oh, I thought I had a couple onions. An onion right there. I'll take that. $30 of those. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be a greedy little fuck. I'm taking 40 of them. Boom. Being greedy. Greedy guts over here. Throw them bitches in there for now. Grab me SWAT roots. Yeah. The ruby coin, Blair's Obi stealing's gone. Is spawn in there? Interesting. I'll take it home, Telly. I gotta go towards fucking, what's it called anyway, you know? I gotta go towards Draenor anyway. Two onions. So... Interesting. Well, looks like I'm running up this way. Go get me some onions. Brother, hold up. Where the fuck are the onions? Where's the onion spawns? Where's the onion spawns? Fred the farmer is showing the map. Yeah, where the fuck's this shit at? Fred the farmer. So right behind this little house, eh? Okay. I was gonna say, I knew they were around here somewhere, man. I knew they were around here fucking somewhere. How the fuck do I get back there? Oh my god, I gotta go open this gate. I'm retarded. Sheesh. Give me them onions, boy. Alright, 2 sets of yellow dye we can make. We gotta go to Aggie. Aggie and Draenor. Aggie and Draenor, and then we teleport up to Falador and we run straight north up to that little fucking shithole. Got you. Yellow. Talk to. Blue dye. And we need red, I'm pretty sure. Where'd the bitch go? There she is. Red dye. And then whilst I'm here, I'll have you make one more yellow dye for me. And then we will mix the two. And we will go over here. We'll walk over to the bank ski. And we will put ski, the onion ski, away ski. Put the onion back in this business. Throw that bitch up there. Put those in there. Over here. Put these. In there. Where's the goblin? Tell me I dropped it. There. A gold bar for this. Oh my goodness. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Goblin diplomacy almost done. Yeah, let's see what we need to do for Prince Ali after this. Soft clay. 3 beers, pink skirt, brown, bucket of water. Okay, so that's not too bad. We got most of that shit already. Talk to this guy real quick. Boom, just like that. Goblin diplomacy done. We'll go to Vergog. We're gonna go buy a pink skirt in here. trade. Ping scrape, buy one of these. See what homeboys back. Chat, I will be right back, boys. Gonna head outside real quick. Take the dog out. Stuff like that. Go on downstairs. Downstairs, keep going. Keep going. Go on. All right. I'm back. Time does this shit start at? Going to work. See you later. Yo, Squirt, you have a great day, buddy. God bless, man. Bucket of water. Hot. Hot flour. Balls of wool. Go finish this quest. Okay, we got the clay. Go up top here. We'll get the tin. Look at that, my first strength potion of the account. Let's go. Huge. Gotta run up this way anyway, because I gotta... I gotta run up this way, use the furnace, and then make some flour. Yup. Boom. Pick some wheat. Open the gate, please, motherfucker. Pick some wheat. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream there, boys.